Welcome on back to another edition of How Do We Get Here? I don't know why I said it like that. I feel like I said that kind of sassy. Like Lil Sass, not sassy, but whatever. I feel like he kind of does a welcome, whatever. We're here in Tompkins Square Park. We took the 1 down to the L cross town to the East Village. And now we're sitting here in the East Village. The East Village, if you ask me, my very important opinion, this is like real New York City. Despite the fact that I've never lived here, never spent all that much time here aside from going out. But this is like where I think of when I close my mind's eye and picture New York City. I'm like, the East Village is kind of dirty, kind of rocker, kind of just bars and graffiti and shit like that. But awesome, like in a cool way, not in a way that makes you feel scared if you're not a pussy, I guess. But it's awesome. It's the best. There's a Horseshoe Bar, which is over here. It's a great bar that you've probably seen in movies and TV. There's Doc Holliday's, which is a great bar that always has a mural outside. There's a kid behind me making a lot of noise. I don't know who they're making it at. I think they're making it at Birds. Oh, squirrels. They're skater kids. Punks. What else we got going on? Okay, so today we're going to do like the Twitter episode. We're going to do, first of all, I'm just going to recap last night because last night was sick with the Knicks game. But then I just have like a bunch of little notes in my phone. Things I probably would have tweeted at some point if I still had Twitter. They're not particularly funny. They're just little stories and little anecdotes that have happened to me over the last 2 weeks or whenever the last time. Just walk out there. Yeah. Sorry. Appreciate that, though. Thank you. More importantly, last night. Oh, fuck. Last night we had two things. Last night was the apartment live show, which was sick. I got to eat some crow about something. The apartment live show, we've been talking about Uncle or Actor for like 3 months or 4 months or however long we've been doing the apartment. And I don't like being the negative. So I'm just like, yeah, fuck yeah, that's going to be great. That's going to be awesome. And every time Tommy's explained it to me, I'm like, I don't know how the fuck that is going to work. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but let's do it. Yeah, let's give it a try. And we did it last night live at the apartment, live at the factory. It went over like gangbusters. Never been more wrong about anything in my life. Not that I was wrong. I just didn't really see it. I see it now. It was electric. It was unbelievable. We had Jackie make her stand-up debut, a.k.a. Undercover Bombs. She was unbelievable. She was as exactly as I expected, but she was incredible. Owned the stage despite the fact that we had written some pretty horrible jokes for her, but a couple of funny ones too. But it was great. It was so much fucking fun. If you're in the New York area, I think we're going to be doing them at least monthly. Just going to be doing them on a Wednesday night. It was a lot of fun. I was nervous going into it. I didn't know how it was going to be. It was confidence inspiring for me, at least. I'm high on the apartment live shows at the moment. I think I haven't even told this to the home yet, but I think next time we should have to like all memorize a monologue or something, which is also funny. Like we're gonna have to keep doing things. Oh, we have to do this thing for the live show that we just want to do. So we're just making excuses for ourselves to do things that like we like doing. At least me. That's why maybe a monologue or something like that. That'd be fun to do. But I don't know. I have these visions of it for just being like this fun Wednesday night thing that we do monthly or whatever. It's got music incorporated. Caroline sang a song last night. Have other artists sometimes. Comedy. Fucking just weirdness like Uncle or Actor. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a hell of a time. Also, it was made easier to be remembered as a good night because we watched, I don't know, the greatest basketball game of all time afterwards. I have like 10 to pick from, so it's certainly up there for me. It was fucking sick. Pavs had rented out the back room at Factory after the live show, so I watched that with him and his friends, and he's a psychopath. He is, as advertised, fucking insane. I think Pavs watched the first half. Might have broken a bigger sweat than some of the Knicks players had. Pavs was in a defensive stance, shifting around, screaming, coaching. It was an impressive showing from Pavs. I gave him a hug goodbye because I left at halftime. And it was a very sweaty man. I gave Pavs a hug goodbye, and I gave one of the bus boys at Factory a hug goodbye, and they were equally sweaty. Pabs had been doing nothing but watching a basketball game. Jose had been running up and down stairs for the better part of 6 hours. So, dude, I hugged you guys back to back, and I was like, they feel the same. It's crazy. But it was incredible. It was incredible night. It's definitely very cool being part of this. Obviously a small part, just like an observer in the city. But I've never seen anything like this. I was thinking about it this morning. And part of that is because I didn't really live in Boston proper for all too many of the Boston runs. I think I was in like the city proper for like 2 championships. And the Red Sox one was fun, but they'd won it not all that recently, but in 07. And then the Pats one was really fun. They're obviously fucking incredible. But I was talking to my cousin this morning, and he was saying that, we'd eaten a lot by that point. So it wasn't, we weren't full, but we weren't famished either as far as championships go. And now being here in New York and how, I forget the Knicks, but 99 since they've been. It's been a long time. Dude, you feel it. You really feel it. It's hard not to, and it's hard not to be like, this is fucking cool. This is just like cool to walk around and see like so many people in Knicks gear, or something cool to just like watch people hyped up. Like dude, leaving the bar at halftime last night, and then I walked home, and I live on the other side of the city, so it was a decent walk. And like I stopped at a bar. They were down 28 or whatever at halftime, and I stopped at a bar for a bit and just watched from the sidewalk with a huge crowd. Because every bar has a huge fucking crowd. So I kind of just watched from the sidewalk for a minute and watched them cut it to like 28 or whatever. And walked home a while, stopped at a bar, watched them cut it to 21. And then walked home, watched them cut it to 12. And then sprinted home and watched the rest of home. And like it's not a way a diehard fan should watch a game, but that's a fucking fun way to watch a game. That's like a cool story to have, like, just chasing the fucking lead back home. Again, if you're a real Knicks fan, you probably shouldn't be doing that. But I had a lot of fun doing that last night. It's just cool to be. It's cool. I know a lot of Boston people probably this is not good for them, but I don't know. I didn't care about the Celtics. I don't care about the Celtics. So I'm happy for the city I live in. What else we got going on? Okay, yeah. So now I guess we'll just get to the Twitter episode. Let's see. There's also I've been busy. By the way, I've been doing shit. So there's a lot in here. So some of it's going to suck. Some of it's not going to suck. We're just going to go through stuff. First quick little one. I finally got my my Rolex from Dave fitted. And I went to the Rolex store, and I only ever, like, obviously travel with it on me, like, literally on my person, because I don't trust it anywhere else. And I went to the Rolex store, and I had to get, like, one link removed. And so they gave me like a fucking, I don't know, whatever you call it. A guy comes out like a doctor, like a lab coat technician and stuff like that. And he's like, what can I help you with? And I say, I need a link removed. And he said, can I see the watch? And I rolled up the sleeve of my shirt real quick. And he went, whoa. So if the gift your boss gets you is making Rolex technicians literally jump back and go, whoa, that's a big time watch. And it's never getting worn out in public. I saw that Adrien Brody is he's on Broadway right now. By the way, it's fucking awesome how many like Hollywood stars are doing Broadway these days. It's very, very cool. There's like a ton. I just saw John Lithgow do Giant again for the second time. He won the Tony for it. That was sick. Obviously Bernthal and even Boss Bacharach are on Dog Day Afternoon. Nathaniel Lane is doing Death of a Salesman. Fucking Daniel Radcliffe's doing a one-man show in Hudson Park, I think, Hudson Yards. What else is there? There's a couple. Darren Criss, he's kind of more of a Broadway guy by now anyway. But there's like a ton of real Hollywood celebrities doing Broadway. And if you are in the New York area, go see it. Don't be an idiot. But anyway, Adrien Brody, he's doing one called Fear of the 13, I think. And it's about a guy who spent 22 years on death row. And Adrien Brody is living in isolation for this show. He's living alone to nobody. And that's cool. And that's he says about that sacrifice leads to greater enjoyment. And I completely agree with that. You know, when you don't jerk off for a while, you come a lot. He's got a family. You know? I just think that's funny. That's crazy to marry into like an artist or marry like, and you're just like, yo, Dad's living in the city we live in, but he's not coming home for months on end because he's in a play. It's awesome. I, as not Adrien Brody's children, appreciate the sacrifice. I think it makes for a better performance. I think it's fucking crazy that people do that kind of shit. That you're just like, yo, they live in New York, man. He's just like, I'm not going home. I believe he sees him on Sundays. I think he gets to see him. Just made himself a divorced dad for the fuck of it. Okay. This is a thing I realized about myself the other day. I think I might be the world's biggest meathead. And I mean that wholeheartedly because I think that a lot of meatheads don't ever try and learn anything new, right? I do fucking lifting weights and I do fucking sports and I do this and that. And that's just it. I guess it's your life. And you never try anything else. And that's fine. But I try to do other things. And every single fucking time my brain just goes, this is like sports. It's insane. And I'll say this too. Every single time my brain is right, which is why I'm positive I'm a meathead. Because every time, everything in the world is just like sports or it's just like lifting weights. It's it. That's it. That's all you can base it. If you learn that, you can learn the secrets of the universe. That's meathead stuff. That's meathead stuff. Like, I don't know, whatever. Another thing I have, this is fun. I kind of like doing a Twitter episode. I had this thought the other day. Because I've had on my Instagram algorithm, I get a lot of people in their 30s need to pick a whatever, like midlife crisis or whatever, because that's what I'm at in my life. And it's all the same stuff, and it's all the same stuff people say forever, where it's like, get into IPAs, get into grilling, get into cars, get into whatever. I forget exactly what it is. But, you know, those kinds of fucking things. And for the first time the other day, it kind of struck me where it was like, you know how we talk about with children, where it's like, yeah, it's just what they're into at that age. Like, I've been noticing it with my nephew. That, like, oh, yeah, you know, he's at that age where he does blank. He's at that age where he's kind of teething, or he's at that age where he's starting to have tantrums, or all that stuff. And for every other age, it's just like it's expected. It's part of that age. And I think that's just for life as forever until you go. When you're in your 30s, you know what they're into at that age? They're into fucking CrossFit. They're into exercise, and they're into IPAs, and they're into party. I don't know. You hit a phase where you go into those things, and to me, it makes sense that the things that kids do, where you kind of you hit ages, you hit stages of things. It makes sense that we do that for our whole lives, and you hit just stage. Okay, this is that stage where I'm into fucking, I don't know, like movies, I guess, for me. But you're just into stages and into stuff. And I don't know. I think it's regular for kids, and it's regular for adults, too. What else we got here? Let's see. Oh, I saw a very beautiful thing recently. This was when I was flying to wherever I was flying to for that. I should put dates and locations on these notes sometimes. But I was on a flight, and there were these two parents sitting in front of me. And when we got to the location, I think we were flying back to New York. When we got here, we landed, and the wife took out her phone, and she was showing it to the husband. And what she was showing him was how far they were from their kids. And it was fun. Like, they were, she took out her phone and she showed him, and he started laughing. And then she started laughing, and they like hugged and kissed each other. And like, I think what I'm getting is from what I can gather, it was the first time they'd ever been away from their children. And it was one of the more beautiful sights you'll ever see. It like just pure joy and bliss and happiness. And that was really cool to get to witness that. Obsession. Obsession was unbelievable. Obviously, I guess we could do a little movie talk real quick. I've seen a lot of movies. Let me go through my letterbox real fast, because the last month and a half or so has just been bangers. Disclosure day. Okay. I only go 3, 4, 5 stars. Disclosure Day, I got 4.5 stars. Disclosure Day fucking bangs. It's an action adventure. It's an action adventure with aliens as a backdrops. I found it to be very Da Vinci Code meets Indiana Jones. It's funnier than you expect it to be. I thought some of the reviews of it were a little over the top. Like, I think people were calling it biblical and shit like that. Religion comes into play. I didn't find it to be all that biblical. I thought it was more of an action movie, but I loved it. Really, really liked it. The more I talk about it, the more I liked it. Spielberg goes fucking crazy. Pressure. 5 stars, folks. Pressure's 5 stars. Pressure fucking rips. I hadn't seen like a good World War II movie in a while, I don't think. This is about a World War II story that I had no idea about. It's about the meteorology of it and how D-Day had been delayed. They didn't know how long it was going to be delayed for because of the weather. It is done amazingly. It is done amazingly. Like a World War II movie, it's kind of hard to have the tension, you know? Like you don't really know. You know who wins World War II. It's not up in the air. So it's hard to balance that tension. The way they do it with the meteorology, it is like I was watching this movie going, I don't know who's going to win this fucking battle. Oh, boy, I hope we pull off D-Day. That's what I was thinking. I was in the theater going, I hope we pull off D-Day. That's an impressive movie. Backrooms, 5 stars. Awesome. Obsession, 5 stars. We'll talk about Obsession real quick. Obsession's awesome. I really, really liked it. I also saw it in a theater, fully jam-packed theater. It was incredible. I think most people who have seen Obsession have seen it in a fully jam-packed theater. What I will say I noticed, having been through some stuff in my life, I noticed people laughing at parts where I was like, that's not a funny part. That part was not written to be funny. That part was not intended to be funny. Now, I wasn't saying you can't joke about stuff. I was going, that part wasn't supposed to be funny. And let me tell you, ladies, you were laughing your asses off at it. Everyone in the theater, ooh, don't you love it when chicks do that? No, that part wasn't funny. There are funny parts in the movie. That part wasn't funny. And there were a couple of them. And let me tell you what, the Me 3. Let's see, Tuner, 5 stars. My 2 comps for this one. I'll just go through this quickly. 2 comps for Tuner. Starts off fucking Good Will Hunting, ends fucking Honora. The Sheep Detectives. That one wasn't for me, guys. That one's not for me. That one I think everyone loved. It's not for me. Like I got into the theater, I was sitting next to like an 8-year-old, and I was like, fuck, what have I gotten myself into? A way I would describe it is like Babe meets Knives Out. I don't think that's my original description. I think a lot of people have done that, but it certainly fits. Devil Wears Prada 2, easy comp. This is Fast and Furious for chicks. Fast and Furious for chicks, and I hope they make fucking 10 of them. It's awesome. The Christophers, 5 stars. Unbelievable. Stars, I might actually already mention that one, but stars Serene McKellen, Michaela Cole. Yeah, I talked about that one. I remember talking about Michaela Cole's from the future. What else we got here? Bang, bang, boom. Bleachers, the band Bleachers. What's their popularity level? Pretty popular? I can't decide. I don't know if like I'm the only person who likes them or a lot of people like them. Good band. I like their new album. Their new album kind of just reminded me of something that like a band would sing, like front to back would be like a set a Jersey Shore band would do like on the boardwalk. Like you just had some relaxing, some romantic moments, some fucking party moments. Just a great album. Just a really great album. Where are we here? Oh, Buncha Crunch changed the recipe. It's a good segue. Are you a Buncha Crunch guy? Have you noticed in the theaters? Have you noticed that they changed the recipe? Buddy, all right, it's two screenings in a row now, and I'm going again tonight, and I'm going to see if it's 3rd in a row. But be on the lookout for this, okay? The Buncha Crunch balls, there's no more clusters, okay? There's no more clusters. There's just smooth individual balls with one single Rice treat in the middle. No clusters, no mostly crunch. It's mostly chocolate at this point, and it's fucking not good. So it's been 2 in a row. I'm going to go tonight. If it's strike 3, if Buncha Crunch changed the recipe, they flipped the theater concession game on its head. The staple of the theater concession was Buncha Crunch and popcorn. That was the staple. On a weekend or a high holiday, you get yourself some of the some of the cookie dough with the popcorn. But the staple is Buncha Crunch popcorn. I'm pretty sure they changed the recipe. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna go back tonight. I'm gonna go. If it's strike three, it's strike three. You're out. But there's no clusters. That's the big thing. There's no clusters in the Buncha Crunch anymore, and that defines the Buncha Crunch. So if we're living in a society that doesn't have clusters in the Buncha Crunch, then folks, I'm just not really sure what the whole point of it is anymore. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing any of it for? If we just have single, smooth, bald, milk chocolate Buncha Crunch with one single Rice Krispie treat, it doesn't make any sense. It's not a way you'd enjoy a treat. I don't get it. Top 5 movie theater snacks. It's important before I list these off. It is important to remember that I'm 75 years old. Number 1, Buncha Crunch. Number 2 is the cookie dough treats, cookie dough bites, whatever they call them. 3, Milk Duds. 4, Sour Patch Kids. 4 Junior Mints. 5, Sour Patch Kids. Sour Patch Kids might even get knocked. Nah, Sour Patch Kids 5, but I mean, does popcorn go? That has to go in there? Okay, then move everything back 1. That's 2. Move everything back 1, and Sour Patch Kids gets knocked off. So it's 1 Buncha Crunch, 2 popcorn, 3 the cookie dough bites, 4 Milk Duds, 5 Junior Mints. That's top 5 right there. Again, 75-year-old man, but whatever. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I just finished reading the Fast and Furious book. It's called Welcome to the Family. It's about the history of the franchise. It's fantastic. It's unbelievable. But one anecdote stuck out to me most. I'm sure I've told a couple throughout the time, but one stuck out to me most, which is the in Fast 7, I think it is. Maybe it's 5. I forget. But the one where Brian and Dom like ride the car off the cliff, and then you're like, whoa, and they're kind of right. It was in every trailer. You know the shot I'm talking about. And so they were talking about like that shot and that scene in particular in detail. And they were using it to explain like the beats of the fast stunt and how a fast stunt is supposed to be appreciated by an audience member, how they hope it is appreciated by an audience member. And it's like it goes, what they want the audience to do is at first you laugh because you're like, this is fucking absurd, right? But then about halfway through the stunt, you start to go, whoa, hang on, what's happening here? Are they gonna pull this off? And then when they land the stunt, you go, oh, and you cheer. So laughter to tension to cheer is the beats of a fast stunt. And they understand the extremity of the franchise and all that stuff, of course. And they want to be just on the other side of completely realistic. You know, they don't want it to be realistic, but they don't want it to be a complete fucking joke either. They want it to be like, yeah, we know we're all playing in the fantasy world, but it's a reasonable enough fantasy world. And so I was like, yeah, I get that. All that makes sense. And that's why I love this franchise, because they all agree to live at least somewhat in the parameters of real physics and real society. And that's why it's such a great movie with so much heart and so much soul. This all came up because they were deciding how far a jump that should be, that Brian and Dom jump I mentioned. And they were wondering if it should be, you know, what should it be? How in the bounds of reality should it be? And then they explained all that about how they want the beats and the laughter to the tension to the celebration. And what they ultimately settled on, to have all that, the reality, and just over the line of reality, what they ultimately settled on was it was a 250-foot jump, which would 1,000% kill the fuck out of you. And that's why I love the franchise, because they tell everyone, yeah, we like to stay in the bounds of reality. I can't say bounds or binds. I don't know why. Probably in the BDSM I'm into. And it was 250 feet. 250 fucking feet is what they settled on. Okay, the apartment. I mentioned the live show earlier. We had the episode come out just recently about the fucking Seinfeld, the Seinfeld live experience and all that stuff. And that was so much fun. That was like, for real, one of the most fun days I've had in a while. we just acted and like put on a not a Broadway show, but put on a show, a performance for like 6 total people, but we did it 6 separate times. So we did it like, it's like a 20-minute show. It's like a 20-minute show. It's half an episode of Seinfeld. And, and then we did it like 6 times. It was crazy. It was insane. And it was really, 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 really fun. But while we were rehearsing it in the days leading up to it, I couldn't help but be thinking about our downstairs neighbor in the apartment, because this man is a Korean man, I think. And I was just thinking about what this show experience was like through his eyes. Because as far as he's concerned, he's had neighbors for 3 months who are never there, except for that 1 week where they show up for an hour a day, do a Seinfeld episode, give each other applause because they thought it was so much fun, and then leave and never come back. Who does he think his neighbors are? That's an insane neighbor experience. I can't get my fucking neighbors to stop doing the Seinfeld The Contest episode for exactly 1 hour a day. And they do it loud, too. We're not doing it quietly. We're screaming at each other. We're adding in violence to the script. We're slapping each other. And this poor son of a bitch is just listening to Caroline slap me in the face and going, "Kramer, don't touch me." It was a blast. I hope everyone goes and checks it out. Let's see here. Got a new iPhone here. I don't understand how I'm getting fucked, but I'm getting fucked, and I need someone to explain it to me. I walked into an AT&T store, and I said, "Hey, I need a new iPhone." It's probably about 4 years old. My phone was about 4 years old, just didn't work anymore. And they were like, "Dude, we got you. Here's this brand new iPhone, this really fucking state-of-the-art iPhone, and here's a new fucking plan on your phone, and it cost you $10 less than it cost you when you walked in here." So I walked out with a new phone and a new phone plan, and my phone bill is only $120 a month, and I didn't pay for the phone at all. So I don't know who's fucking me, but someone's fucking me, because I have a new phone and a cheaper plan, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So it's one of those things where you're like, I don't know what is it? Like, if you can't tell who's the product, if you can't tell what the product is, if you can't tell what you're buying, what is it? If you can't tell what the product is, it's you? Is that what it is? Something along those lines. Or maybe, if it's free, it's because the product's you. I think that's what it is. Now that I said it out loud, feels like I'm the fucking product here, doesn't it? Feels like I'm the fucking product here. If somehow that's crazy. Doesn't make any sense to me. And by the way, speaking of if something's for free, the product is you. Because I was thinking, like, what are they just doing, data stuff? The fights will reply at gmail.com, at barstoolsports.com. I believe I'm up to date on all replies. However, I will also say it is getting harder because I don't understand. I get so much junk mail. How do I get so much junk mail? I've never used that email address for anything. It's always addressed to out, A-U-T. Like, they just think Pete must have said, like, out of order or something like that. So, like, all the junk mail starts as dear out. And so now I don't know what email's real and what email's not. The whole goddamn fucking internet has become unusable. It is the user experience is an F fucking minus. How can I not have an email address for like 6 months before it gets completely beaten in by spam? How is that possible? 6 months and it's just my inbox is just full of fucking spam. Is that because you guys are fucking me? Are you guys signing me up for shit and being like, hey, let's fuck with fights and get them onto stuff? How? Like, every website you use has 5,000 pop-ups before you use it. The internet is becoming absolutely unusable. Absolutely. I can't have an email address, folks. Why is everyone texting me? Let's see. Do you guys know who hosted the 2011 VMAs? It was Joe Calderon, who was just Lady Gaga dressed up as a man. What? That's all I got on that. What? Lady Gaga hosted the 2011 VMAs dressed like a man named Joe Calderon? What? That's fucking insane. That's the end of How Do We Get Here. Coming up on, please subscribe to the channel. Coming up on Scene Stealers, folks, we got some haters. We got, who's in the can? We got Slattery's coming up. Slattery's not coming up till July, actually, because we're saving that to promote Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass. But I believe next week we're going to have Scott Eastwood, I think. And then, please, no, go on, please. Thank you, though. I think it's Scott Eastwood next week. And then after that, we have, Murray Bartlett. So we'll go Scott Eastwood. I think Scott Eastwood next week, where we're talking Fast 8. We'll have Murray Bartlett after that, where we got fucking Last of Us, White Lotus. We got John Slattery coming up. We do fucking Mad Men Spotlight. It's awesome. We're having fun over here, folks. Subscribe to the channel, please. Check it out, and have a great weekend.